been happy. I have great coaches. You get great players. You have a great organization. And you tell them one thing.
What is good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Raider Alex back with yet another video for you guys. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Also make sure to hit that bell notification, that way you get notified every time I post a video just like this one. Without further ado, let's jump right into the topic of this video. The Las Vegas Raiders have officially fired head coach Josh McDaniels, and it is safe to say everyone got a massive sigh of relief, and the Raiders can finally leave this nightmare of a situation in the past and move forward. The Raiders named linebacker coach Antonio Pierce as their interim head coach for the 2023 regular season. The team also said that current assistant general manager Champ Kelly will serve as the interim general manager, and the Raiders organization also said that they are committed to undergoing a comprehensive search for a head coach and general manager once the season is complete. But for the time being, this is what we got. The Raiders also fired offensive coordinator Mick Lombardi, and it looks like we have promoted quarterbacks coach Bo Hardigree. I might have completely butchered that name, but he will be promoted to the offensive coordinator position and taking over the offensive play calling. So this being said, we got Antonio Pierce as the interim head coach. In today's video, I want to just briefly go over everything you need to know about Antonio Pierce, the new Raiders interim coach. What type of resume and reputation does he bring to the Raiders? So first, let's start off with just his overall playing career. Antonio Pierce was a former NFL linebacker, and his playing career started in college football at the University of Arizona, where he was a standout linebacker for the Arizona Wildcats. Antonio Pierce then moved on to the NFL, where he entered the NFL draft as an undrafted free agent in 2001, and he signed with the Washington Redskins, or as we know currently, the Washington football team. But during his NFL career, he played primarily as a linebacker and had a very successful career. He had two successful stints, one with the Washington Redskins from 2001 to 2004, and the second with the New York Giants from 2005 to 2009. Antonio Pierce was also a crucial part of the 2007 New York Giants defense during that Super Bowl run, where they upsetted the then undefeated New England Patriots, which has got to be one of the most memorable Super Bowls in NFL history. And Antonio Pierce ultimately retired from the game of football in 2010. Overall, pretty successful career in the National Football League. And after that, he began his coaching career in 2014 at Long Beach Poly High School. After several seasons there, he was hired by his former rival in college, Arizona State, and he was named the linebackers coach in 2018, where he worked under head coach Herm Edwards for 4 years. And at Arizona State, he wore several different hats, including being associate head coach and also the defensive coordinator throughout his 4 years. And after 4 years in 2022, the Raiders brought in Antonio Pierce on board, his first job in the NFL as a linebackers coach. Antonio Pierce just turned 45 years of age last Thursday, and he has served as the Raiders linebackers coach for 1.5 seasons now. He got hired when Josh McDaniels and his new regime came in, and now midway through the 2023 regular season, he gets his first real opportunity to be a head coach in the National Football League. Although it's only an interim spot, but this is definitely a huge opportunity for him to get his coaching career at the next level kickstarted. And one thing I'll say about Antonio Pierce, just listening to this guy speak has been a breath of fresh air compared to what we've been hearing from Josh McDaniels. Just compare how these two handle being held at the podium.
Obviously, credit Dan and their group. They ended up getting control of the game, and we thought we hung in there and did some decent things. It was more of a game of missed opportunities for us. Really couldn't make any plays in a passing game. I don't think we protected very well on third down and couldn't stay on the field. So eventually, they ended up having the ball obviously way more than we did, and then kind of turned into the running game and wore us down there. So not good enough.
What did you think of just communication-wise in the game on Thursday? Are you guys where you want to be in that department?
You never, I mean, at the end of the day, you want to be your best in January and February, right? That's what we really want to talk about. But the progress has been important and very critical to what we want to do. We do ask our linebackers to communicate, to run the show with hand signals, to fix things. I call it plumber. They need to fix things on their own. And they've done an outstanding job with it. I mean, all of them. And again, we don't have a Mac linebacker or a Will. Those guys learn the linebacker position. If you can master that, the X and O's and the concepts, you give yourself a chance to make this team and help our defense.
So as you can see, definitely a night and day difference. And look, I think little stuff like this definitely plays a factor. I mean, a lot of times Josh McDaniels in those post-game victory speeches, or I can only imagine what he would have to say in a pre-game speech where you have to motivate your team to go out there and get the victory. I can only imagine how he came out. I can only imagine how he portrayed his message. A lot of times it just seems like McDaniels couldn't get anybody motivated. He's just an uninspiring guy, I feel like. And Antonio Pierce, look, he really seems to be a player's coach, one that players can really rally around and fight for. And that's really one of the biggest things that I think was missing from Josh McDaniels. The guy seemed like he couldn't motivate anybody to do anything. And in turn, the Raiders now have a guy who has former NFL players coming out and vouching for him as well. We got former Giants Osi Omenyiora came out and reacted to this news with great decision, a real leader and the smartest player I ever played with. He will be successful. So look, that is definitely some high praise from an outstanding football player in Omenyiora, and it speaks volumes to how people really feel about his presence in the NFL locker room. Also, don't underestimate the fact that he has first-hand experience when it comes to knowing what it takes to win a Super Bowl at the next level, as he won a Super Bowl with the New York Giants. So really, given the fact that the Raiders have a lot of players that are inexperienced and have never gone to that level, have never been to a Super Bowl or even won one, this could really resonate and help the team just build confidence towards him throughout the remainder of the regular season. And that is really what the Raiders need at this point. We need a true leader to rally the troops and bring this team together to unite, which is something that I just never really felt under Josh McDaniels. Unfortunately, there was several different rumors of Josh McDaniels losing the locker room. It really felt like the locker room was split at this point. A lot of people just were not convinced from Josh McDaniels, and for good reason, to be honest. And then another thing I will touch on with Antonio Pierce is I just loved what he had to say today in the opening press conference when it comes to him becoming a Raider.
The matter of fact is I grew up in Compton, California. I was born a Raider. I was born with the Raiders rolling in the Coliseum in LA. I was rolling with NWA, talking straight out of Compton, rocking Raider hats. So when the opportunity came to work with Josh and Pat Graham and Dave, I jumped on it.
So as you heard, Antonio Pierce grew up as a Raiders fan. He knows what it feels like to be passionate about those silver and black, and that's one thing I never felt from Josh McDaniels either. To me, it's always a plus to get people working within this franchise that understand the passion that is involved with this historic franchise that is the Raiders. And I just love the video that we saw from Antonio Pierce. He definitely has got me fired up and excited about this team for the first time in a while. Like I said, it's been a nightmare of a season so far with McDaniels. Another thing to take into consideration too is the fact that the linebacker group so far has looked good, even though a lot of us were very concerned with this group coming into the season, especially with how little we addressed it in the draft and free agency. But Antonio Pierce really has this team playing very well in the linebacker room. Robert Spillane is having a great season. Divine Diablo is taking a step forward in his development. And overall, the defense, I think, has been pretty solid for the Raiders. But to me, it has been the offense that really has been holding us back. The Raiders have also announced that we will go ahead and start rookie quarterback Aiden O'Connell over Jimmy Garoppolo, which, you know, I'm super pumped to hear about that as well. I was just done with the Jimmy Garoppolo experiment at this point. And at the very least, I want to see what we have with Aiden O'Connell before a crucial draft where it's just absolutely loaded with quarterback talent. We have to see what we truly have with Aiden O'Connell. That way we can make the right decision come draft time. And Raider Nation, just like you guys, I'm very excited about this news. I'll also be attending the game this week at Allegiant Stadium, and I'm just so much more excited about this trip now, because now I know that Josh McDaniels will be gone, and we'll also get a chance to analyze and assess Aiden O'Connell, because before this I was almost getting to a point where I was going to cancel my tickets because I didn't want to watch the pathetic performances we've been putting out there with Josh McDaniels at the helm. So look, let's just see what Antonio Pierce can do out there. There's a lot of things to like. He's a player's coach. He's a true leader. He's got the passion for the silver and black. I think just from a morale standpoint alone, this is a huge step forward. The Raiders from that standpoint hit a rock bottom with Josh McDaniels. And look, Mark Davis made the right decision at this point, and we'll just have to see what happens with Antonio Pierce. There's no guarantee he's going to be the head coach moving forward for the Raiders. We're just going to have to see what he can do the rest of the season. And look, I definitely don't want to put any crazy expectations or predictions on this season, but look, all I got to say is it can't get worse than what we were at with Josh McDaniels, and you just never know. There's still a whole lot of football left to be played, and this team definitely has a lot of talent. And as I said, we've been missing a true leader in that locker room, and I think we finally got it. But Raider Nation, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I definitely want to get your guys' feedback on what you guys think of Antonio Pierce. Are you guys excited about the move? Do you guys think he can do a good job? Let me know down below. With that being said, Raider Nation, that is all for you guys in today's video. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next one.